What's up, guys? Sexton, and my dog ruined the last version of this commentary because she was banging all over the damn place. But today I'm going to be talking about ADHD, ADD, autism, and OCD, and how they're all related to each other. If I run out of time, I'll just continue this as a vlog, and it'll probably be a part 2. Basically, I want to talk about the differences between autism and ADHD and things like that. The difference between ADD and ADHD, a lot of times people don't really know the difference, they just know hyperactive. Basically what that means is they have like this like extra energy in their body basically, and they have to be constantly moving around and twitching and doing all sorts of things. And it's also, along with ADD, they can't focus on things. They have this constant circulating radar basically, where they just notice everything and they look at everything and they pay attention to everything and they can't focus on one specific thing. And they'll notice a lot of details that most people won't notice. So that's kind of an advantage with ADD. And autism, if they are interested, like or Asperger's, I'm just gonna call it autism because that's basically what it is. People with autism can have tunnel vision and be extremely obsessive about something if they enjoy it. So I enjoy video games. I can sit for days playing video games. I can sit for days drawing mazes. I could sit for days writing numbers. I could sit there and just do the same thing over and over again and be obsessed about it. And that's a major difference, you would think. But if I'm not interested in it, I can't even focus on it for 30 seconds. And that's what it's like for me in school. I've actually been diagnosed with ADHD but I just consider that to be a part of my autism because I know that that's a big part. That's why people can be misdiagnosed for having ADHD because there are similar traits. If they can't focus at all in school, a lot of times teachers will notice it and the kid will be diagnosed with ADHD and they won't notice that the child is possibly autistic until later on. Oh, by the way, Chris was in this game, and don't say I'm being a selfish asshole player by not helping him at B. He did die a lot trying to get B, but that was kind of the plan. I was supposed to clear this out and protect him. The problem was their whole team really enjoyed going in that fucking building, and I kept getting killed in there. But yeah. So I technically, and a lot of autistic kids have a lot of trouble in school, like Einstein, because they can't focus on things that they are not interested in. It's just impossible for me to focus on anything in school. I don't know exactly why that is, but I can't focus for 30 seconds in school. I do everything else. I look at everything else. I write numbers. I draw mazes and all sorts of different things, but I can't focus on the main topic because I don't care. So people will be misdiagnosed for having ADHD instead of autism because that's a very similar trait. And people can be misdiagnosed for having OCD because along with being obsessive about things, autistic people can be very anal in a way that people have told me that I'm very anal about things because if something's not right, if someone says something wrong or pronounces a word wrong, it drives me insane. I cannot stand it. Like, people say vehicle in the South. I've heard, I used to live in Virginia, and people said vehicle. And every time someone wants to say that, I want to beat the shit out of them, because that's not how you fucking say vehicle. You do not emphasize the fucking H. And it pisses me off when people do that. And that's something that people with OCD would get upset about. If something's not right or it's not in place, they would get irritated. And people with autism are the same way. It took me forever to get my aim on that kid. See, that's why I was dancing around like a fuck shit. But a lot of times people with ADHD people with ADD, ADHD, I'm just going to say ADD, autism and OCD, those are the three main things that cause people to have a lot of trouble in school. Because autism and ADD, you have a lot of trouble focusing on things, and OCD, usually there's something else in your head, and you can't get out of your head, so you therefore will not focus on what you're supposed to focus on, because you'll be obsessed about something else. So a lot of times people with ADD and autism have a lot of trouble paying attention to things in school because they simply don't care enough to focus on. My cousin, for example, he has a severe ADD. He is extremely, well, I wouldn't say extremely smart. I'd say he's very smart. Not to be mean to him. He's got an IQ around 130, 140, something like that. So he's a very smart person, and he actually dropped out of high school because he could not focus on anything. And that's a lot of things people have trouble with. They just can't focus, and they can be very smart, but they can't focus at all, and they do bad in school. This brings me to, I feel bad for my other cousin. He has Asperger's. He's 4 years old right now. He has it more severely than I do. And I kind of feel bad for him because I know the difficult road that's going to be ahead. I know he's going to have a lot of trouble focusing in school. I know he's going to have a lot of trouble making friends and stuff because people just don't understand. They just say you're weird and you're a freak or whatever, and they just make fun of you, and it's difficult to make friends if you have a lot of social problems. And it sucks because I know what's going to be up ahead for him, and I'm not going to be around to try and help him out. I don't really know how I would help him out because I'm still really bad with talking to people. I make a lot of mistakes when I talk to people. Recently, as I've learned in forensic science, is someone with ADHD can be very good at being a forensic scientist. In forensic science, you have to pay attention to every detail. You have to know what color something is, if there's any strange markings, what number there are of something, where it's placed in a crime scene, and stuff like that. And someone with ADHD severely, they can notice everything and just see every little detail possible, and you won't even notice. For example, I actually know someone that has severe ADHD, and they pointed out to me the different patterns on my gray socks, and how the stitchings were different on a gray sock I wore one day and a gray sock I wore the other day. How the fuck they noticed that, I have no clue. I don't know how anyone can notice that, because I wear shoes. I don't know how they would notice the difference. And I actually saw the difference later on that day. I was like, holy shit, that is different. And someone with severe ADHD, they'll just instantly see it for some reason. And this brings me, it really irritates me that schools don't really try to accommodate people for their disorders. But that's the end of the commentary. I'll add a little clip in. But anyways, guys, if you want me to talk more about this, then just let me know. So, bye.